Gotcha.
Hey, Jammie, could you just take us through what you've been doing since you announced, I guess, on New Year's Eve?
Sure. I think the bowl game was on the 29th, December 29th. After the bowl game, I made my decision on New Year's Eve. And then, shoot, right after that, January 3rd, I was in Phoenix, Arizona. And that's where I started, training for the NFL Combine. And that's where I was the whole time for like 2 months. So pretty much, just being able to lock in. I made a big decision. So it's like I had to grow up. I had to make a grown man decision. So pretty much, I was just, committed to just being healthy. Making sacrifices when it came to the nutrition that I ate, the things that I ate. How consistent I was when I was working out. It was an everyday plan for me, and I just had to make sure I was committed to it.
All right, next will be Brendan, front row to your left.
Jamie.
How you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good.
What did you think of your combine performance, and then tomorrow will you stand on what you did at the combine, or will
For
you
sure.
try to expand on it and do more drills?
I mean, when it comes to the combine, I talk with a lot of teams, and a lot of teams don't really too much be into like, us getting out there running in tights and stuff like that. But pretty much just being able to show how I move around, show my twitchiness, my quickness. At the end of the day, the 40 was the 40. I did that, and shoot, I know my game speed speaks for itself. You turn on the tape, I'm looking for a 3 speed, but I ran a 4.5. But pretty much, I'm just planning on, going out there, whatever the scouts want me to do, my drills and stuff. I'm not too much looking forward to running no more, jumping and stuff like that and benching. I'm just really, just planning on going out there, just being able to do football drills and, show the scouts how good I move, pretty much.
All right, we'll stay there for Chris.
What was the feedback you got off the combine from teams, and how many teams did you meet with while you were in Indianapolis?
Honestly, when I went to the Senior Bowl, it was pretty much like the combine. Besides, we had practice and stuff. But I talked to all the scouts. Every team, they had it set up to where like each player was given the opportunity to meet with every team. But once I got to the combine, it was more hands-on. So you had more like formal interviews and you had informal. The formal was pretty much you go up and you meet with like the head coach, the GMs, the defensive coordinators and stuff like that. But I ended up doing like 10 of those. But when it came to informal was pretty much everyone had the opportunity. So they had scouts down and they was just talking to the players and stuff. But I definitely can say I met with everyone. To this day, like I'm doing Zoom interviews with teams. Just showing my IQ when it comes to football. Just really pretty much just showing who I am and like telling the teams who I am, how I was raised, where I come from, the small things like that. But honestly, I can say I've talked with everyone, for real.
All right, we'll go second row to Essa.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned those interviews. What have they been like? What kind of questions do they ask? Like, what's that process like for you?
Well, pretty much it's just the background, pretty much like where you're from, how you was raised, my childhood life, my brothers, my mom, just explaining where I come from, pretty much, and just like getting on the board, because one thing about me when it comes to football, like I'm a student of the game, so that stood out to a lot of teams. And when they was able to get on the board with me, they'd pull up my plays and ask me what call we was in on defense. I was able to spit it out to them and let them know what call we was in, everybody's position, everybody's role in the defense, and that stood out to a lot of teams. And I even had like teams like teach me a defense, and I put the paper down and I spit the defense right back out to them. So pretty much just being able to show how smart I am when it came to football.
All right, next will be Tyler, last row on the right.
And Jamie, you had the opportunity I did of seeing you in Mobile this
Yes, sir.
What was that experience like, knowing that they were moving you around a lot, had you placed in like center field?
Yes, sir.
As opposed to your line like up on the
For sure, for sure.
What was that like?
Just to show my versatility, honestly, like a lot of teams haven't seen me in the middle of the field because we ran a lot of two high safeties, and I was able to play nickel and just be versatile here. But a lot of teams didn't see me in the middle of the field, so when I got there, I was being able to get coached by you know, the defensive coordinator from the Patriots. He was our D coordinator at the game. My safeties coach was the safeties coach for the New Orleans Saints. So I was able to get around a lot of NFL coaches, you know, a lot of great players, you know what I'm saying? So my main thing was to always stand out. And, you know, I love the game of football, and this was always a dream for me to, like, you know, get around the best of the best, you know, being able to produce and be able to stand out, you know, honestly. And that was my whole goal, was to just go out there and just be able to stand out, I meant.
I'll go to the back for Aslan.
I know you're pretty confident in your decision to go ahead and declare, but when you go to Mobile and you're pretty much playing against guys that are all going to be in the NFL, and you see the way you perform, you know, I think there's a little bit that you might have had in yourself, but when you perform like that at that level with those guys, and how much more confident you feel about your decision and where you're at?
Well, it goes back to recreation football, you know, being able to love the game and have excitement, honestly, and that's what stood out to me, what always stand out to me, honestly, just being able to go out and have fun, you know, and being able to compete with guys. And because I know at the end of the day, God gave me this gift to be able to, you know, go out there and pursue my dreams, and I always put my faith in Him, and just being able to love the game of football, and it makes it way much easier for me. So it's not like a job to me. It's really my life, you know, going in the building, you know, watching film, you know what I'm saying, getting in practice, working out, training. That's my life, I feel like. So it's honestly, it's easy. It's really easy.
We've got a couple from Zoom. First will be Logan Robinson from Noles Game Day.
What's going on, Jammie? Hope you're doing good. I wanted to ask, has there been any former Noles or any guys in the league that have given you some tips and some pointers before you go into pro day, definitely the combine that you just had, going into the league? Has anybody kind of helped a little bit along the way?
I mean, you know, guys like Pop, Kiara Thomas, you know, Jermaine Johnson, Sante Samuel, them guys, them like the main three, like, I've had conversations with throughout this whole process. You know, just being able to, like, just make sacrifices, that was the main thing that they told me, you know, because at the end of the day, this is like the biggest interview of my life, you know, just being able to declare for the draft and get around a lot of coaches and being able to spit football and being able to talk the game. So I feel like they always just tell me to just make sacrifices and be committed to everything, and just knowing like I can't get this chance again, so just to take it and just run with it, honestly. Jermaine told me when I went to the Senior Bowl, because like I watched him last year going to the Senior Bowl, he went out there at practice and left, you know what I'm saying? He had a great Senior Bowl recap, and I just took that from him and just tried to go out there and just be the best version of myself, honestly.
All right, we'll stay on Zoom for Matt Marshall from the Orlando Sentinel.
You talked about this being, obviously this being a big job interview, going through all this. What would it mean for you to get to the NFL, to live out that dream that you've been talking about?
I can't even answer that question because I honestly don't know. Like, just like you said, it's a dream. So once my dream come true, all I'm gonna be able to do is live in the moment. I'm gonna cry like a baby, you know. I'm gonna take care of my mom, and after that, take care of my body, and shoot, just get back to the drawing boards and start all over again in a new chapter. That's how I feel. I'm just really ready to live it out and just see what I got.
All right, next will be Ira over on your right.
I wanted to follow up on that. You know, I know in your family, you guys just had a fire.
Yes, sir.
You know, and you talk about how important mom is to you and family, and just, you know, can you talk about that motivation? And
For sure.
importance of-
I mean, shoot, when I made the decision to come here, like when I hopped in the portal and when I decided I was gonna be at Florida State, the first month I was here, you know, we started spring practice. So it's in January, around January time. But once we started, you know, my mom's house caught on fire. So, and I was new here, so that was like, you know, I had to go home every weekend. I was back and forth from home for like 3 to 4 months while my mom living in a hotel, you know, just trying to cope with her, be there for her. So I can say, like, when I went through that, it really just, like, I don't know if it was meant to happen, because now it's like the love that I got from my brothers here at Florida State, you know, the love that I got from my coaches, the community, you know, and the staff, everything just, I feel like everything added up, and it was like the best decision of my life to, you know, come to Florida State. And just knowing that it's love here, you know, and me being able to come here and be welcomed, and going into my senior year, I was able to be a leader, you know what I'm saying, and make a lot of changes in my life from Florida State, and the stuff that I learned from my coaches. You know, Norvell always told me, whenever you come in the building, you coming in with the same attitude every day, being the same guy every day, and I took that for him because he's a living proof of it. Like, when I come in the building, I see him, he's the same guy, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter what happened, we could have lost, you know, he's still happy, you know, yelling, but he got excitement, you know, and I feel like that's a big key in just life, period. You know, you can have a bad day. Everybody got stuff going on, you know, everybody stressing, everybody having problems in their life, but I feel like when you go into like a job setting, or, you know, you get around other people, you gotta learn how to throw that away and, like, you know, be positive. So I can say just being able to be positive and just be that same person every day is something that I've learned from Coach Norvell, and that's what I try to take that in every day and try to use that and be that type of person every day.
All right, we'll go back to Essen, second row on your left.
And when we talked last month, you mentioned, you know, you were focused fully on football, not doing anything else in Arizona. How much of that helped just to focus on football and not worry about anything else, school or anything else, to, you know, make sure you make this jump?
Yeah. Honestly, I can say, like, I didn't know, like, because when I went to Phoenix, I just wanted to go to Phoenix just to be away, like, to be far away from around here. But when I got there, it's like Phoenix is a beautiful city, you know, Arizona is a beautiful state, but I was able to, like, put that to the side, you know, wake up every morning, I'm driving to Exos, seeing all the mountains. That was kind of like my only, like, really excitement, I feel like, just being able to drive the workouts and seeing the mountains and stuff, you know, and grinding, you know, and I just wanted to put everything to the side and lock in on one thing and just see the results, you know. And when I went to the combine, that was my results, you know. I went out there and I did what I needed to do, you know what I'm saying, and I feel like just being able to make those sacrifices helped me in a tremendous way.
Go back to Ira, third row on your right.
You and Kieran from Jazz kind of started something with guys coming to Florida State. What did you see? What do you expect to see out of Gilbert and Jaheim out there?
Oh, Jaheim, my brother. That's my little brother for real. I already know he a dog. He from South Georgia. You know, we was at South Carolina together. You know, he's very athletic. You know what I'm saying? You can line him up at any position. He'd be at running back, tight end, receiver. You know what I'm saying? His versatility speaks for itself. You know, he's a football player, and I know, like, the sky's the limit for him. He's finna come here. He's gonna take over Florida State. Sorry to say it, but he's gonna take over Florida State. He's gonna be that guy that everyone needs. And for Gilbert, he was a youngin' when I got there. When I was at South Carolina, he was young. You know, throughout his process, he was, like, you know, developing. You know what I'm saying? And from his freshman year to his sophomore year to, you know, now he's got way bigger. He's got faster, stronger. You know what I'm saying? And he's moving around great. I was at practice, you know, last week, a couple days. But, you know, just seeing those guys make changes to come here, you know what I'm saying? It's somewhat Mike Norvell, though. I don't know how he getting all them boys from South Carolina, but he's doing it. He's doing a great job, you know what I'm saying? And, shoot, if he need me, hey, I'm going to help him out, too, because I know, hey, man, we trying to win here at Florida State, and the sky's the limit for the whole program, and I know for sure, like, my expectations is national championship, you know. I hate that I left and I'm not going to be able to be a part of it, but I feel like I helped build the program, you know, get it started. You know, we won 10 games, and shoot, I got high expectations for the team, for sure.
All right, we'll come to Zoom for a couple more. We've got Ben Meyerson from Tomahawk Nation.
Hey, Jammie. Earlier you mentioned your versatility and getting the different experience at the Senior Bowl. In your talks with teams, do you feel like they have a specific role in mind for you, or do you feel like teams just want to try and fit you in different spots?
Well, I feel like I'm a puzzle piece that can match anywhere, that you can put a piece anywhere on the puzzle, because, like, my versatility. Here at Florida State, it'll be days where I'll practice Tuesdays and Wednesdays at the safety position, and then Thursdays and Fridays I'm at nickel. So just being able to be versatile, it helps me. It makes me like be able to get a lot of money in the league. And I know that a lot of teams that I met with, you know, they always ask me first, and I just tell them straight up, like, I'm a football guy. If you turn the tape on, like, you can see me playing every position on the field, and they see the same thing, but they know that they won't be able to use me anywhere. I can play the nickel position, free safety, the boundary safety, you know what I'm saying? And shoot, that's it really. Like, they know that I'm versatile, everyone know that, and they know that I'm a piece that you can put in anywhere on the post.
All right, we'll stay over here for Logan Robinson.
Hey, Jammie. What about Coach Storms and going through with him the last couple of years? Do you think that prepped you pretty well to be performing in the NFL Combine a little bit with the Pro Day tomorrow? Do you think Coach Storms prepped you pretty well? I'm seeing that now. I see the muscle coming through.
Good about Storms, man. Good about Storms. You know, he helped tremendously. You know, I wish he was a coach, honestly, like a position coach, because like the relationship I have with him is like a relationship I have with like a position coach. I'm able to call Coach Storms whenever, you know, I'm always checking in. Every time I see him, I check in with his family, you know, and it's always a family vibe. That's what everyone, a part of Florida State's style, like everyone I got love for that's at the program, you know. It's always a time where I can call Coach Storms whenever I need him. He's gonna be there when I'm at home. When I was in Phoenix training, you know, I'm asking him tips, you know, showing him some of my 40-yard starts and stuff like that. And it's always like, he's always hitting me back. He's not gonna wait too long to text me back. And that's one thing that stood out to me, like he's always gonna be in touch, you know what I'm saying? On Instagram, I post a story on my Instagram, he'd be the first person to watch my story and like my Instagram story. You know what I'm saying? That just shows like he's always in tune with me, and that means a lot to me, because at the end of the day, I grew up without a father, so like my mom always told me, it takes a village to raise, you know, kids. So honestly, I feel like this whole coaching staff, you know, they help out in a major way for me.
All right, we're gonna go back to Ben here on Zoom.
Hey, Jammie, you've had some pretty memorable in-game moments here at Florida State. Is there any one moment that's really going to stick out to you when you look back at your time here?
Winning 10, I'd say winning 10 games, honestly. Just being able to finish my senior season with a bowl win, you know. Shoot, I tell everyone, it felt like I won the Super Bowl, just because of the simple fact I never really won in college. Like, we didn't win as much when I was at South Carolina. My first year here, we went like 4-6, and then turned the whole program around in 1 year. So honestly, I could say just the whole season, like just being able to win 10 games.
All right, thanks, Jammie.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Dan.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.